and gentlemen, we are the Millie Goats. I am AK. We are back. Edge may be here. Butch P may pop in. We will see. If not, we roll on. We have got college football starting. Well, it started last night. We had Wake Forest and NC State, literally barn burner because one of the brisket trucks outside the stadium caught flame and caused a delay, a visual delay for the game. And it looked like basically the Undertaker was about to come out with all the smoke that had rolled across the field. Looked like the opening scene or whenever, remember the Titans when they're about to go run, they go to the graveyard and check that out. So it was great, pretty good game too. Also, you had what was that? It was Fort Valley State and versus Clark Atlanta. And it had that red field, and it was just an absolute bananas game. So we had that. Yeah, we had pro football on. We talked about it last night. This is a college football pick'em show, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the podcast. If you're listening to the podcast, we're recording in front of a live virtual audience. BMO breaking 40 under 40. Did play golf today, dude. Shot a 38 on 9 with the kids and my wife. That was a lot of fun. Great day for it, like 70 degrees. You're not going to beat, or 75 degrees. It was crazy down here. It was a perfect day for it. We've got a nice beverage here. We're going to talk some football, some college football. But yeah, we had Wake Forest, NC State, we had Fort Valley State, and Clark Atlanta. We had the pro game last night, but we've got college football on right now. We have Houston and Colorado currently going at it. And also Arizona, Kansas State, and then Syracuse and Colgate, and Indiana State. So a couple of games on. Another game, New Mexico versus UCLA coming up. And if you're a Kansas State fan, you have got to be pretty. But after the first game and then the second game when they lost, who'd they lose to? They lost to an FCS team, or almost lost to an FCS team. Should have lost to an FCS team. I cannot remember who it was. Give me a second here. They lost. Was it Tarleton? No, that was Army. Who'd they lose to? Who did Kansas State almost lose? Army beat them. And North Dakota, that's who it was. North Dakota. So Army beat Kansas State. They almost lost to North Dakota. Should have lost to North Dakota. They lost to Iowa State. Kansas State was ranked before. They're not good. That quarterback stinks. So they're just kids. Like, we're not here to pile on Kansas State, the kids. We're here to pile on Kansas State, the team. Arizona has a chance to go to 3-0 because they're up 17-3 right now as we speak. So we got that going on. We got Houston, Colorado, and just kind of a weird game going on over there. But so we love football. Indiana did beat Indiana State 73-0. Wow. So good for Indiana, I guess. State champs. Okay. If you are listening to the podcast, we appreciate it. We've seen a bump in the numbers. We continue to mention that because it's really cool that people are checking out our show. And that's why we continue to do more football shows. One of my favorite things to do is get on here and talk football. I love taking notes. I love picking games. This is not advice. This is just us doing what we like to do, which is hanging out and talking football. And we hope you like it too. So if you do, subscribe to the show, leave a review, leave a rating, do whatever you got to do. But thank you for everybody who does listen. So let's get into it. We're going to bring up what we talked about on Wednesday. We've got a top 5 list here for those of you who can't see if you're listening to the podcast of the games this week. We got Georgia Tech hosting Clemson, Tennessee hosting Georgia, USF going to Miami, Texas A&M going to Notre Dame, and then the last one we put on there was Duke and Tulane. Revenge game, obviously, for Mensah, the quarterback for Duke, came from Tulane. You also had a couple other games, Oklahoma and Temple. They're playing Pitt and West Virginia, Florida LSU, Vandy, South Carolina, Texas State, and Arizona State. So these are the games of the week. Again, we've got 3 ranked matchups, 3 top 20 ranked matchups. Pretty good slate of football. 3:30, 4:30, 7:30. The Clemson game, man, they have three more people. They have three starters out, one on defense, one of their tackles, and one of their wide receivers all ruled out. So, Haynes King is the key piece here, if he's playing or not. So those are the top 5 games. We love it. We put out every week our upset alert. This is our college football show. Hey, there we go. B. McCormick's here. We knew it wouldn't be long, baby. Hey, I was on Arizona too, B. McCormick. B. McCormick chiming in on the chat. Sent me a heartbreaking parlay that he lost thanks to Jaden Daniels. Real scumbag move, Jaden Daniels. We thought you were supposed to be the GOAT. So we do this every week in college football. We pick upset alert. So first on the list was Kansas State. They were favored at Arizona for some reason. That's like, we put this out, a couple days ago, Wednesday? Come on. You're not going to make Kansas State a favorite against Arizona on the road and us not take that. Clemson is next up on upset alert. Georgia on upset alert at Tennessee. They're favored by 3.5. Georgia Southern favored by 3.5, taking on Jacksonville State in Statesboro. We hate Georgia Southern. All due respect. Actually, no respect. We don't respect you. But they're favored by 3.5, and Georgia Southern hasn't won a game, and they've been getting throttled by everybody. They don't do well against the run, as evidenced against Fresno State when they lost that game by 1 billion, and Jacksonville State can run the damn ball. So Jacksonville State might cram it down their throat. South Carolina is 5.5-point favorites versus Vandy. They're on upset alert because the Commodores are coming down there with some bad intentions. Common opponent was Virginia Tech, and yes, you can use transitive properties, but Vandy handled them well, much without as much struggle as South Carolina did. South Carolina needed a lot of special teams help. So, and then the 6th one that's on upset alert, Air Force going to Utah State. Is this biased? Maybe. Do we like picking against service academies? No. Hate it. But when you have the number 1 offensive line coach in the country coaching the Utah State Aggies, and the showing that they fought hard against Texas A&M in the Aggie off, you're not going to make them home dogs. That's Utah State, and us not take Utah State. Won't happen. Cannot happen. Utah State's going to win that. Air Force is on upset alert. That should be a fun game. So here are the picks we gave. The under that Tex chose was USC Purdue under 59.5. Mr. Understruck, that's Texas caricature. My caricature is the master spreader. I give you a spread that does not make sense. Washington State plus 6.5 at North Texas made no sense. J-Vise, the overtaker. He gives you an over each week, and it's Oregon at Northwestern over 48.5 today, or this weekend. Butch P gives you a dog in every week. Bounty the Dog Hunter is what we call him. He's got his little caricature there. And he gave you New Mexico plus 15.5 at UCLA, which is about to kick off any second now. Maybe it already has. Dylon went the NFL route. He gave you Kyler Murray over 22.5 rushing yards versus Carolina. And then Edge, Mr. Money, Young Money Lines, he gave you LSU minus 290 taking on Florida. So that's your money line bet of the week. So those are the picks. We love the picks. Okay. That's taking care of all the house cleaning stuff. Just rehashing, just letting you know that we talk NFL and we talk college. We love football, all football. Absolutely. Okay, let's get into these games, shall we? Let me pull this one off and let's get this. I was talking to somebody at work today, and I don't know why this just made me think of this. Maybe I was transitioning to a new segment and I didn't have anything to say, but I thought of this. One thing that has changed the adult way of life are the cabinet drawers that close slowly when you push them in, like they're automatic or whatever, like they have a bumper on them. So if you close it, you push it in and it closes kind of by itself as it gets closer to closing. When I go to somewhere that does not have those anymore, I slam the cabinets all the time. Like, if I go like at work, we have cabinets that do not have the slow closing cabinet doors. And so I close that thing with some force, and it just slams, and everybody looks at me like I'm nuts. So I don't know why that's relevant to anything, but just know that if I come to your house and you don't have the friction reduced closing cabinet doors, I will probably slam your cabinet door in the next week. Um, just FYI. Okay, here we go. Let's put it up on the big board. We're doing the CBS Pick'em Challenge. Last week we went 7-8 so we were just under 500. Bear, Stanford Steve, all those guys are laughing at us hysterically. Now that was our fault because for whatever reason we chose Oklahoma State. And that was probably the worst. Now, I think we just wanted to ride with the I'm a man, I'm 40, Mike Gundy, show the mullet, be the mullet, live the mullet. And that was a disaster. So we're going to be smart this week. We already missed our NFL pick 'em. That's going to be tomorrow night. So tune in for that with me and Jay Boats. But this one, haha. Hey, 15-0, this is a fresh start. They don't let you pick any of the Thursday or Friday games, which is nice. So we can look at all this together by ourselves, fresh off the rack here. So, first game up out of the 15. We picked 15 games against the spread. Here we go. Number 1, first up, Clemson, number 12 Clemson, Saturday at noon, ESPN, at Georgia Tech. Clemson is still favored 4.5 on the road. Now, I've seen all the pictures in the graphics on social media of what happened the last time Clemson went to Georgia Tech, and they won like 70 gazillion to nothing. But I'm telling you right now, Trevor Lawrence ain't walking through that door. Taj Boyd is not walking through that door. Deshaun Watson is not walking through that door. I don't know how Clemson does this. I think this is a passing of the torch game this week. Georgia Tech, who I picked to be in the ACC championship, ironically against Clemson. I think Georgia Tech gets it done today, +4 or tomorrow, +4.5. We're gonna go ahead and lock that in. Now, if Edge were on this show, he would I don't know what he'd be saying, but it doesn't matter because Clemson +4.5 is the pick. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I've watched Clemson play. I didn't watch them last week. I watched them play the first week. It's hard to watch Cade Klubnik play and watch how much stuff he misses. It's pretty crazy. So, he was led to believe to be the Heisman, one of the Heisman favorites coming in. I don't know. I don't get it. For years, it's been that way. He's for 2 or 3 years, They had DJ Uiagalelei, and now they have him. He was supposed to be the prodigal son. Not so fast. Offense, total yards. Clemson is 118th. Yikes. That's not good. Georgia Tech 64th, averaging over 300 a game. Passing yards, Clemson averages 213. That's good enough for 75th. Neither of these teams really throw the ball well. They're both outside of the top 58. Rushing yards. This is what I was telling Edge the other day. Clemson does not run the football well. They run it for 75 yards a game. That's terrible. Georgia Tech, on defense, you can run the football on Georgia Tech on defense. They also give up a lot of yards on defense, Georgia Tech. Sorry, I was reading that wrong. They give up 300 yards a game, over 300 yards a game. They give up 131 rushing yards a game. That's crazy. So, and then on the other side, Georgia Tech's offense averages 570 yards a game. They run the football like crazy. 271 yards per game. That's best for 9th. Clemson's rush defense is what they do best. It's 40th. They give up less than 100 a game. So that's really going to be can Georgia Tech establish the run with Haynes King? So, but there we go. I'm taking Georgia Tech. Pick number 1 is in. Number 2, Saturday at noon on ABC, Big Ten SEC showdown. Wisconsin 2-0 taking on Alabama 1-1. The Luke Fickell era is underway. Now, if I would pick Alabama to win this, and here's the issue. The last time I tried to believe in Wisconsin, it was at night at Wisconsin playing Alabama last year. And I thought, Luke Fickell, this is his welcome. I am here. Plant your scepter in the middle of the field. I'm the coach of the future for Wisconsin. And they got shellacked, and it was terrible. I don't know if we can trust Alabama to win by 3 touchdowns based off what we saw against Florida State. So, what does Wisconsin do well on offense? Nothing really. Rushing yards, 159 per game on offense. They throw it for 235. Haven't really played anybody. Alabama's defense does give it up on the ground, 161 yards per game. Can't really throw it on them. Well, they played Castellanos, and then they played who did they play last week? Louisiana Monroe. That's who it was. Wisconsin's defense does not really give up a lot. You cannot run the foot. They've given up 33 yards of rushing. Jeez Louise. They've given up 5 points. Who's Wisconsin played? That's the next question. What is Wisconsin doing here? So obviously they're playing. Who have they played? They could not have played anybody worth. Okay, they played Miami of Ohio and only won by 17, and then they had a knockdown drag out with Middle Tennessee. I forgot about that. That game was close at half with Middle Tennessee. So we don't believe what Wisconsin's showing there. Is their defense probably going to be good? Yes. Can Alabama win by 3 touchdowns? Oh, gosh, man. This is a crazy line right here. 3 touchdowns for Bama. From a team in Wisconsin who's basically playing, a MAC team, and a Conference USA team. So there's J-Vi. I didn't even know you were here.
I just came in.
Oh, I'm sitting here trying to decide what I'm going to do with Wisconsin down a 3 touchdown dog.
I'll tell you who Wisconsin's played. I was hearing you talk about it. They played Miami of Ohio, and both of those teams looked like absolute garbage in that game because I placed a.
That's right. That was your over.
Yeah, that was my over because it was like under 40, I think, and the game was like 17-0 or something. Like it was a terrible game.
They struggled with Middle Tennessee. Wisconsin did for the first half, and then they got ahead late. But
I'll tell you, man, I was looking at these 12 o'clock games trying to figure out which ones I wanted to bet on, and they're all just so over the board. Like, they're all over the board.
Yeah, I mean, I'm taking Georgia Tech. I don't care. I'm taking Georgia Tech.
Well, Clemson's missing one of their wide receivers.
And one of their tackles and one of their safeties.
Yeah.
I just saw that.
Yes.
I don't know, man. What do we do with Wisconsin, Alabama?
I think after Alabama got absolutely embarrassed by Florida State, they're out to prove a point. What was the spread? I think it's like 20-something, right? 23?
It's 20.5. That's a lot, dude.
At Bryant-Denny. I do think that's a lot. What you have to do the spreads, right?
Yes, you have to do the spread. The Alabama has to win by 3 touchdowns.
That's a lot.
That's a lot, dude. I don't know.
What did Bama do last week?
They played UL Monroe. They beat them by like 60.
Yeah.
So.
I don't know. I think I would go with Bama.
Okay, you know what this does? You know what this does? We can be mad at Bama if they don't cover.
Yeah.
Frauds.
We can call in fine ball.
Yes, that's what we can do. They ain't played nobody ball. Demo says I'm going to take Clemson late in the third quarter to boost it to 6.5 and pay my mortgage this month.
Let's go. Love that.
Oregon
Look,
at Northwestern.
here's the thing.
What?
Is Derrick Henry walking through that door?
Hey, I already did the quarterback list for Clemson. Dude, the Alabama one could be a lot of fun. Trent Richardson's not walking through that door.
I mean, is Devontae Smith walking through that door?
Is Jalen Hurts walking through that door? Pre-Tua.
Is Mac Jones walking through that door?
A.J. McCarron walking through that door.
John Parker Wilson.
Greg McElroy. Is he going to walk through that door?
You know,
is Reuben Foster going to walk through that door?
Is Henry Ruggs walking through that door?
Oh, no. Is Josh Jacobs walking through that door?
Oh my God, what is it? The dude, the quarterback that played for the Jets that won the Super Bowl.
Joe Namath?
Yes, is Joe Namath walking through that door? He played at Bama.
Is DeBrickashaw Ferguson walking through that door?
Oh my God.
I love it. Okay, so we can be mad at Bama if they suck. Bama 20.5, 3 touchdowns. Don't screw it. Hey, we're believing in the SEC. It's out of our hands. Everybody told us they're the best conference, right?
Yeah.
That's what we were led to believe.
This is what they're telling us. This is a top-tier SEC team versus a mid-tier Big Ten team. As much as they want Wisconsin to be a top-tier team, they're a mid-tier team.
I can't bet on Wisconsin for anything. I bet on them last year to cover, and they couldn't even do that. Bunch of idiots.
Their coach is like he was a great G5 coach, but since he's been power, he just hasn't taken that next step.
They can't get a quarterback to throw the football.
Yeah.
Okay. Oregon at Northwestern. Oregon's favored by 27. I will bet Oregon to cover until they don't.
Yes.
We tried this last week against Mike Gundy and Oklahoma State. Never again.
That's why I don't understand why the over-under is only 48. There's my over. This is my over for the week. 48.5. I think Oregon scores 49 at least. I mean, Oregon, they with Lanning as head coach, like they're out to prove something.
Mm-hmm.
They don't want to make last year look like a fluke. They try to embarrass teams.
They got embarrassed. So this is the FU tour, dude. This is bad. B. McCormick, you can't tell us about. It's too late. It's too late, B. McCormick.
No.
Yeah, I'm not betting. You know what? I will bet Oregon to cover until they don't, and then once they don't, then we can have a discussion. I'm not even. They're playing Northwestern. I don't trust Northwestern. Their quarterback sucks. Northwestern just does. USC favored by 25 or 21.5 at Purdue, who's 2-0.
Yeah, but who's Purdue played? Let's be real.
Let's see. Their coach, didn't he come over from they played Ball State and Southern Illinois. Yikes. Yeah. I don't know if we can.
That's what I was trying to tell you, though, is like all these 12 o'clock games are like 3 or 4 touchdown spread games. And it's hard to, I mean, I bet the spread tonight, Syracuse Colgate, was 37.5, and I sweated that one out. It ended up only being like they were 42. It was like 65-28 or something.
Oh, Syracuse?
Yeah. Like I barely got that one.
I forgot that Purdue has the coach from UNLV, Barry Odom.
Oh, they got
that, and Dan Mullen replaced him. I forgot about that. That dude's a good coach.
Yeah,
buddy, I might have to go. Let's go Boilermakers. Boiler up.
Well, here's the thing too: is this is probably 7 years ago now. I did that show with Michigan. Purdue's a hard place to play.
Mm-hmm.
You have to create your own atmosphere. Will USC traveling all the way across the country, going to a small town? I mean, Purdue's a small college town, West Lafayette.
Yeah.
You.
Holy shiesty! Look at the USC's offense. They average 676 yards a game. They throw for
again, who have they played?
I know. Let's see. I know Georgia Southern's one of them. They haven't played anybody.
Not that Purdue is somebody, but you said it's 28.5.
It's 21.5. They played
21.5.
Missouri State and they played Georgia Southern.
Yeah, so, geez, look at Robert
Mm,
Griffin. Holy cow.
I don't know, man. Purdue's defense seems to be okay. Man,
Well, he's a defensive coach.
I trust him. I think we take Purdue. Are you with me on that one?
Yes, at home.
I love it. I love it. At first, I don't. I give me Purdue. I trust USC though too. I don't know, man.
You
I
trust
believe in
Lincoln
USC.
Riley.
Do you? Where? If you had to pick one, oh shit! Here comes in dogs here. Better get some cheese curds because Bear Bryant ain't walking through that door for me.
Nick Saban ain't walking through that door.
Dude, I'm telling you right now, Drew Brees is. You know what? Drew Brees is not walking through that door for Purdue.
Hmm.
Josh is here. He says, "Hey, big week this week." That's right, dude. Big football weekend. Um, um, do you like Purdue there, or do you like USC?
I think this is one of those things. What is our gut telling us? Because our football brains are trying to talk us into Purdue being hype, big matchup, big name team coming in.
Yeah. Josh Rosen ain't walking through that door. That's UCLA, buddy.
Yeah,
Um, what's your football gut telling you?
my football gut's telling me USC.
Mine too. I want to. I wanted to do that with Oklahoma State. I believe in USC this year. I think their defense is underrated, and I
I
don't
have
know.
not watched them play, so I can't tell you.
Their defense is underrated. Oh, damn it, Josh. Josh, I know they're playing at home, man. Oh,
That's what we said, Josh. Is Purdue's a hard place to play too because you have to create your own. It's like playing at Sanford for us. You got to create
oh
your own
gosh, that
energy.
was terrible.
Fans aren't rowdy. It's not a night game.
Here's my only issue with USC is they play Purdue and then they play Michigan State and then they've got Illinois. So they've got some look ahead games here. So I don't know. Now my gut says Purdue.
No, USC.
Okay, USC, got it. Can't wait to argue about that one later. Um, Georgia, Tennessee. I feel like Tennessee's the 4.5 point dog at home. I don't think Georgia. Oh man,
Look, I hate doing this to them.
Saturday 3:30 ABC, number 6, number 15. Hate doing the what?
I hate doing this to them. We've seen Joey Swaglar play in big games before. And
Yeah,
we
but
know what Kirby's defense does to people like him who tries to be gunslingers. Tennessee really needs to run the football here.
they
And
can
can they
too.
can they against Georgia's defense?
I worry about Georgia's offense is what I worry about. Reggie Bush ain't walking through that door with a variety pack of Ciroc. Josh says Georgia. I want to believe in Georgia, man, but I've watched them play 2 games. I've watched them play 2 games, and I do not believe in their quarterback. They run the read option and they run speed option. They run zone read, and that guy can't throw. If they get behind, they are screwed.
I just don't believe in Josh Heupel's offense and a slugfest.
You think they're going to beat them 9 times in a row because Georgia's beaten Tennessee 8 times in a row.
I mean, you tell me that you're not betting against Oregon on the spread until they don't cover the spread. I'm not betting against Georgia until Tennessee proves to me that they can beat Georgia.
Okay, I trust your gut. My brain says I want Tennessee.
Georgia's used to playing in these types of games. Georgia's
Okay.
players are used to playing these types of games. Joey Aguilar is not used to playing in these types of games.
Ducati agrees with you. Dog's about to smash.
Joey Aguilar.
In dogs, he says he throws 3 picks.
I'm telling you, man.
I'm with you. I believe
he's he's getting a big head too. His dad is in the media saying thanks to the UCLA quarterback for helping
Oh
his son
no.
out. Like, there's too much going on here. It's going to be a little bit of a humble pie.
Okay. Josh says agreed. B Georgia defense. Aguilar and sold me. He said led the NBA. They led the FBS in interceptions. Bio says sucks to suck. I guess. So we're going. I look, man. If you're that convicted, or if you have that much conviction, I will take your side. Okay. This is gonna be a fun. I just am so worried about. I think we're gonna look back on this game, the Georgia Tennessee game, and be like, Gunnar Stockton couldn't make the plays, even though he did come in and basically give his life for the team when he got hit into the shadow realm on the goal line there last year. Okay,
Is this his coming out game though?
from what I've seen, no, but we'll see. Okay, Pittsburgh at West Virginia, the backyard brawl, Saturday 3:30 on ESPN. Pittsburgh 2-0, West Virginia 1-1. It's hard to bet on West Virginia
I
after they
agree.
just lost to Ohio.
Well, it's one of those things too. It's like until they prove to me that they're ready to take that next step,
Yeah.
it's hard to believe in them that they're going to take it. Because
Um,
Arizona's going to F around and blow this game.
are they really? I've been watching
K
the
State just scored on like
State
the first play of the
sucks.
second half, and then Arizona just went 3-0.
So Pittsburgh's played Duquesne and Central Michigan and beat the wheels off both of them. So
Yeah, I mean, West Virginia's at home. My in laws are going, but they were supposed to have game day. And since they
oh,
lost to
that's
Ohio,
right.
game days at Georgia, Tennessee.
Mm.
You know, it. Oh God, he just dropped the snap. Pop. Oh my goodness, they're
Oh no.
gonna they're gonna mess around and lose. Oh,
Well, I love this quarterback, Fafita or whatever his name is
for Pitt,
for
what is it?
Arizona.
3.5,
Love that guy.
four and a
Um,
half.
Pete McCormick says, "Give me App State for all the money tomorrow." That's right, dude. Let's
Yeah,
go. Um,
I'm gonna go Pitt. Pitt money line. Going with a lot
no,
of away teams here.
we need the spread. You think they're going to cover 4.5? Pitt
Yes,
first backyard brawl with Rich Rod at the helm, biggest game in West
I
Virginia.
think Rich Rod's still trying to get his guys in there. I think it's going to take him more than a year.
Pittsburgh, okay. Oregon State, Saturday 3:30 on Fox. Oregon State at Texas Tech. Texas Tech's number 21. They're 2-0. Oregon State is 0-2. Oregon State sucks. Sorry to all my Beavs guys out there. Oregon State's plus 24.5. This is another
24 and a half?
this is a huge spread. Oregon State's terrible. They are
Yeah,
so bad.
give me Texas. Texas Tech is on a prove it tour.
Hey, tortillas. Give me the tortillas.
Yeah, give me the jerk off Bell guy.
We we had give us the burritos. Give us the guy the burrito. We need Texas Tech to keep winning for the burrito.
Pat
Um,
Mahomes is walking through that door.
dude, Michael Crabtree's not walking through that door.
Mm,
Graham Harrell's not walking through that door.
yeah.
Cliff Kingsbury ain't walking through that door.
Baker Mayfield is not walking through that door.
Oh, that's a good one. Dang. What's Taj Brooks, the running back from last year, is not walking through that door. Okay. One of the most anticipated matchups of the day, Saturday 4:30 on the CW, which I don't even think I get HD for the CW down here. Number 18
SD?
South Florida, America's team, at number 5 Miami, both of them 2-0. Miami favored by 16.5. I have to root for the Bulls here.
Yeah.
I have to pick the Bulls.
16. That's three possessions.
That's a lot for a team that is walking around with a giant sword slaying dragons right now.
That's 17 points. That's taking your starters out in the fourth quarter.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I believe in South Florida.
I think Miami's a team that all year they're going to play to the competition.
Mm,
So, if it's a good team, they're going to keep the team in the game.
yeah.
Carson Beck's not a quarterback that goes out there and mops teams up.
No. No, no, no. Well, the thing is too, like, let's not forget that Cristobal or whatever his name is, the coach for Miami, is known for doing boneheaded, idiotic things at the end of games. Remember that? What game was that where they tried to run the football or whatever, and the guy fumbled?
Last year, yeah.
Yeah,
Is that Georgia Tech, wasn't it?
yeah, and they ended up losing the game because, like, I trust the
Yeah,
head coach from South Florida more than I do Miami right now. Like you're saying with Carson Beck too. I love Byron Brown too. That guy's awesome.
yeah.
Okay, South Florida it is. That's not even a question. Arkansas, they're 2-0, going to Ole Miss, who's number 17 in the country. They're 2-0. People love the quarterback from Arkansas. It's Saturday, 7 o'clock, ESPN. Ole Miss is favored by 8.5. What do we think? You're the SEC guy.
I haven't seen either one of these teams play.
I think
Who's
Arkansas.
is Pittman still the coach at Arkansas?
Yeah, he is.
So he's going to want to slow the game up, especially against Ole Miss, who wants to go fast.
They do have a. I feel like this is a game. Arkansas's played Arkansas State and Alabama A&M, so we know nothing about them. I think Ole
Yeah,
Miss beats the wheels off of them.
yeah.
Honestly,
This is a prove it game for Ole Miss.
Arkansas has a quarterback. Everybody wants to believe in that, but I think Ole Miss is just a tier above
Well,
because Pittman. I just don't. I don't trust that guy.
and like you said, who they played is just not. This is their first game, really.
Yes, yeah. No offense to the other teams. Saturday 7:30, NBC. This is going to be this. There's some good games on, but then there's also some terrible games. Texas A&M number 16, they're 2-0. They go to Notre Dame, who's number 8, who is 0-1, which is hilarious. They lost to Miami. Do we know how good Miami or Notre Dame are yet? We don't know. Notre Dame has a new quarterback. They always have offensive linemen. Their defense is usually very solid. Obviously, they have a lot of good DBs. In Texas A&M, they've got Mike Elko with that defense, and they've got Marcel Reed, the quarterback, who's dynamic. Does Texas A&M is Texas A&M here game is what this is. And what do
Well, I
you think?
remember I remember watching this game last year and thinking to myself, this is big boy football because they were popping pads. They were hitting each other hard, and that was the first game of the season last year. Now, Notre Dame ended up going to the college football playoff last year,
Mm.
and Texas A&M faltered. I think Texas A&M wants to prove to themselves and to everybody that they're ready to take that next step. I just don't know if they're ready.
My gut says Texas A&M.
At Notre Dame,
Yeah. These are tough, man. Why is it so hard?
Texas A&M plus 4. I
They're
can't read
plus
that.
6.5. They're saying Notre
Oh,
Dame's going to win by a
okay.
touchdown.
Yeah, Texas A&M.
Yeah, I think Texas A&M can at least keep it to.
That's a
I think it might be a
touchdown.
3-point.
Yeah,
Yeah,
if any, it's a 3-point game.
we're not saying Texas A&M is going to win. We're just asking for 6.5.
They're not going to lose by a touchdown.
No. So okay, we only got a few more here.
Man, Arizona is blowing it up 14 at half, and Kansas State is about to score.
I love it. It's going to give us something to watch the second half, though.
No, I need Arizona to win.
Yeah, I know. Me too. They're on upset alert. Kansas State was on upset alert. I spent a whole 2 minutes here yelling about it. Florida, Saturday, 7:30, ABC. Florida at LSU. This was supposed to be like number 10 versus number 3, but USF screwed that up and ruined that party. Florida looked terrible.
USF did not screw that up. Florida screwed that up.
Yeah, agreed. USF earned that. So, um, LSU at home, 2-0, favored by 9.5.
I'll take that.
You think they win by more than?
I think they win by at least 10, yeah.
They worried me about Louisiana Tech. I just don't think anybody's going to be picking Florida because of what happened last week.
Yeah, and Napier's done nothing to prove to me that he's going to get those boys ready after what happened last week. LSU at night, at home, rivalry game.
Oh, man.
I just look. Aaron Hernandez is not walking through that door.
Tim Tebow is not walking through that door.
Percy Harvin is not walking through that door.
Chris Leak is not walking through that door.
Rex Grossman is not walking through that door. Danny Warfel's not walking through that door.
That 400-pound lineman who's got cut by the Bucks is not walking through that door.
Steve Spurrier is not walking through that door. I until Florida proves to me that they care, that they want to be Florida, I'm not.
LSU? LSU had a terrible time with Louisiana Tech. I think Clemson sucks, and I think that whole game was a fraudulent game between Clemson and LSU. I'm sitting here looking back now, watching Clemson play and watching LSU struggle with Louisiana Tech, and I'm like, I don't think either of those teams are very good. And I think Florida's in that same category. Like, how much would Clemson be favored by if they played Florida right now?
Yeah. Well, they still love Clemson. They'd probably be favored by 9.5. They were favored by 9.5 against Georgia Tech when it first came out.
I just don't think LSU is going to win this game by more than 9.5. I just don't.
It is a lot for a rivalry game. I just don't think Florida's very good.
I don't think they are either. But all right, we'll leave it at LSU. Another SEC game, 7:45 SEC Network, 2-0 Vandy at 2-0 South Carolina. Vandy's plus 5.5, and I'm taking Vandy plus 5.5. I don't care what you say.
I agree with that.
South Carolina has showed me nothing. Sorry.
Well, Vandy looked better against Virginia Tech, and that game was at Virginia Tech.
Yeah. Diego Pavia trying to take everybody down. Saturday, 8 p.m., CBS Sports Network. Utah, number 20 at 2-0, goes to Wyoming, who's 2-0, and Utah is favored by 24.5. I don't know. I don't know what to do with this. I don't know. Do we trust? I know Utah is going to win. Do we trust them to win by more than 3 touchdowns? Because Wyoming's a pretty tough place to play.
Yeah.
I just don't think they have the athletes. I think Utah, that's a lot, dude. Goodness gracious.
That's a lot. That's why they make it hard.
What do you think?
I don't really know anything about either one of these teams. I know Utah has a new quarterback.
Devin Dampier, one of the Heisman finalists or front runners.
I know Josh Allen's not walking through that door for Wyoming.
Yeah.
But I also watched App State blow a 21-point lead at Wyoming a couple years ago.
24.5 is a lot.
That is
Logan Wilson's not walking through that door.
Is Utah ranked?
Yeah, they're ranked 20th.
Who's Wyoming played?
He said Takeo Spikes.
He didn't play for either one of these teams, did he?
No, he's talking about Florida, I think. Bemo's talking about Florida. I just saw it. 24.5 for Utah. I believe in Utah.
Who's Wyoming played?
Who's Wyoming played? Hold on. Let me take a look. Wyoming. Whoops. Wyoming football. Let's see who they played. They played 2-0. They have beaten Northern Iowa, and they beat Akron. But yeah, okay, yeah. Well, Utah's gonna kill him. Utah's gonna kill him. No offense. If they lose, Utah, you're out.
Lamar, was it Lamar? Laramie. That's it.
And then we have 2 more games. Okay, quickly. Minnesota 2-0. This one is Saturday night, 10:30 on ESPN. Minnesota 2-0 at California, who's also 2-0. And I'm picking Cal because I hope everybody stays up to watch this football game so you can watch this quarterback for Cal sling the pill all over the damn field. This guy has an absolute howitzer. He is so much fun to watch. Quarterback for Cal, I'm taking Cal.
What's the spread?
1.5. Minnesota's favored by 1.5.
Well, Cal plays well in night games at their stadium because it is so late. You got to think Minnesota is also Central Time Zone, so that's going to be a 9:30 kick for them. Like that's a late start for teams that aren't West Coast teams. Minnesota does have a good defense, but if you're saying this quarterback's generational, then
Generational. I think this is the guy everybody's sleeping on, dude. This guy, he's a lefty, so I think he transferred from Oregon. Like his name, he's like Hawaiian or something.
Is he Mark Brunell?
Aaron Rodgers is now walking through that door.
Marshawn Lynch.
Jared Goff? Dude. The guy's name is Jaron Kiwa Sagapolutele. He is, I'm telling you right now. I believe in Cal. And then here we go. Saturday at 10:30, ACC Network. Boston. Hey, ACC After Dark, baby.
God.
Boston College, who's 1-1 at Stanford. Boston College is favored by 11.5.
Give me Boston College because I've watched Stanford play 3 times this year, and
Andrew Luck has walked through the door, and it meant nothing.
And Frank Wright has too, and he ain't bringing this team from a comeback. If Stanford has a winning season, this will be the biggest comeback in Frank Wright's career, and he's been a part of the 3 biggest comebacks in football history.
Christian McCaffrey is not walking through that door.
No. Toby Gerhart is not walking through that door.
Bryce Love is not walking through that door. Damn, love it. Okay. Tiebreaker 1, total points for Minnesota. I would say, I don't know what the over-under for that game is. I can hold on. I can click on it. Never mind. I know how to do this. I click up the matchup analysis, and it says the over-under is 41.5. So I think it's going to be 24-20 Cal. That's what I'm doing as our tiebreaker. And then Boston. Oh my God, dude, these are the ones they gave us for the tiebreaker? Over-under for this one's 44.5. No way in hell that's happening. Under 100%. So we're saying that it's going to be, well, if we believe in Boston College, they have to win by 12. So let's say 22, let's say 20, 24.
14. That's only 10.
24-10. 24-10. There we go. Yeah. There we go.
Stanford scored more than 10 points this year.
Dude, I have no idea.
Oh, reverse pass. Throw it away.
All right.
Oh, my gosh. Arizona.
The picks are in. That's it. So here, let's go from the top. We're going to take Georgia Tech versus Clemson plus 4.5. Alabama minus 20.5 against Wisconsin. Oregon minus 27.5 against Northwestern. USC minus 21.5 versus Purdue. Georgia minus 4.5 at Tennessee. Pittsburgh minus 4.5 at West Virginia. Texas Tech minus 24.5 playing Oregon State. South Florida plus 16.5 at Miami. Ole Miss 8.5 taking on Arkansas. Texas A&M on the road at Notre Dame plus 6.5. LSU minus 9.5 taking on Florida. Vanderbilt plus 5.5 taking on South Carolina. Utah minus 24.5 taking on Wyoming. Cal plus 1.5 taking on Minnesota. And Boston College minus 11.5 taking on Stanford. There we go. That's a winning. That's 15-0 right there. Let's do it. Can't wait to watch those. Anything else? Whoa. What do you mean something went wrong? There we go. I was like, what do you mean something went wrong? Get out of here. Spend all that time. There we go. Okay. That's it. I love talking football so much. It's great.
Arizona just threw a pick. They were trying to run a reverse pass and threw a pick. They were up 14 points. Opening play, 75-yard touchdown. Then they dropped the punt. Got the punt blocked. Kansas State scored again, tie ball game. And then they just Arizona has zero momentum. They have negative momentum right now.
We are in trouble with our Arizona pick. They were on the upset card. It's unfortunate.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, that's it. And we'll be back tomorrow. I'll be back tomorrow night for the NFL Pick'em contest, where we pick another 16 games. Where we were 9-7 last week. Not bad. Not bad. Going to be better this week. Anything else, J-Vi?
Nope.
Follow us on all the socials.
We'll go.
15-0. See you later, everybody. Whoops.